Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to be installing Jellyfin on our Terramaster NAS system. Jellyfin is a free software media system and it's fairly good actually, and it's quite nice. As you can see, we have movies, shows, music, live TV, DVR, books, photos and SyncPlay. It is available on almost anything that you can imagine. Looks pretty nice. And the reason why we're doing this is because the standard media file system can sometimes have problem doing the indexing on your files. However, Jellyfin over here does not. So it's a very easy system to install, and it's free, no fees, community built, privacy focused, and well, it's pretty good. So the first thing that we're going to need is to go to Jellyfin's homepage, and well, Jellyfin is just Jellyfin homepage. You just Google it and you'll find it. The next thing that you want to do is you want to go to documentation, and we're going to be installing this in Portainer because it's really super simple there. So we're going to be installing it there. Basically, when you're in the documentation, there's a few things that we need, right? So you want to go to installation, you want to go to container, and here you'll see that you have Docker, but we're going to be using Portainer, not just Docker. Yeah? So what we're going to go down to Docker Compose. Now we're not going to use a Docker Compose to install it, but we're going to use the information that we need here, right? So this part here, we're gonna need this one, UID and GID, yeah? And on Terramaster NAS system, when you install it, it's 1000. I'm gonna show you how to do it, but it's 1000. And we're gonna be needing these. We're gonna be setting that up because you wanna link your files on the NAS to your Jellyfin, and you want it to be read only, and you can do that in Portainer, and then it will basically take the information and read it and cache it and send it out, but it will not write into it, and that is really good. So, but we need those, yeah? This here is the only thing that you actually need to do something about, the config area. And the cache area, these two, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's very simple. You can actually use the public system that is already available on Terramaster NAS, so you can actually use that. But yeah, so basically you need to have this. Yeah? There's also one more thing that you're gonna need, and that is go to the networking section over here, and on the networking section you see these static ports. Yeah, you're gonna need these. Yeah. So the first one that you're gonna need is this one. You're gonna need this, and you're gonna need this one, and you're gonna need this one. So if you're wondering what they actually do, it actually says right here. So the first one is just to access it. The next one is for the service discovery, DLNA, and the next one is for client discovery. Yeah. So you're gonna need these, yeah? You're gonna need these. When you have taken a piece of paper, or if you use a notepad and you just type it down, we're gonna move to Portainer, and we're gonna start installing it, yeah? And we're also gonna move into Terramaster Web UI, and we're gonna show you how to set up the cache folders, yeah? Because that is the only thing you actually need to do, yeah? Alright, see you in the next. Right, so welcome to the Terramaster NAS system, and I just opened the file manager and I just basically made it very large. So inside Terramaster NAS system you have a public folder. You see this? This is public folder, right? Inside the public folder you have a few options here. You basically need to make two folders, yeah? The first one is for cache Jellyfin. The next one is for the config. You can name these whatever you want. You can name them whatever you want. But you need these two folders here because we're going to be using this public area to put the config files. Yeah? And the reason why I put it here is because it's easier. Yeah? You can actually make it harder, but if you're one of those people who want to make it harder, then I don't think you're going to be watching these videos. Yeah? But you can make it harder. You can put them like in a special Docker folder or something like that. But the easiest way, you put them in the public folder, right? And if you look here, you have everything from Jellyfin that is over here. So everything is here. You have the transcoding, you have everything. Everything is here. Yeah. Anyways, so you need to make these 2 folders. Yeah, doesn't matter what you name them. Just make sure you write them down. But you need to have them. Yeah. The next thing that you're going to need is to know where they are, and the best way to do that is just right-click. Properties, and here is the location, and the location is basically which folder they are in, and you're gonna need this. Yeah, and you're gonna need this. Yeah, yeah. So make sure you type that down. Yeah. Right. So welcome to Docker. This is the Portainer where we're gonna be setting everything up. Yeah. So basically, over here is where it's easiest to do this, because you get a very good sense of direction and where to go. So basically, let's start doing it. The first thing that you're going to need is to, as before, you want to go to the image file, and you want to type in Jellyfin, and then you want to type in Jellyfin and latest. Now, depending on what version that you have on your Portainer, sometimes it fails to actually pull the image, so you can manually pull the image if you have to, right? And then you need a name, so in this case we're just going to type Jellyfin new, for example, or you can type whatever you want, really, doesn't really matter. The next thing that you're going to need, as I said before, is you're going to have the ports that I told you about before, right? And make sure that you have this typed down, because you're gonna need it. So we're gonna click on publish new ports over here, and you're just gonna type the same thing as what it says, so 8096, and then you just type it to the container, 8096, and then you type out for the DLNA 1900, and you type out the client 7359, and you make sure you type in what it is, right? So the first one is TCP, this is UDP, this is UDP, right? So this is what you're gonna do, right? And all of this is the same information that you have from the Jellyfin homepage, right? The next thing that you want to do is you want to go down here at the bottom and volumes, and you click add additional, and we're gonna need as many as you have and as many as you need, but you need a minimum of 3, right? Minimum of 3. So we're gonna open these up like this, and over here we're gonna type the same thing that we took from the Docker Compose. Yeah? We're gonna type this over here. Yeah? So for example, in the first one that we're gonna be needing, right, is the config files, because we need to have the config files. Yeah. So in the container, the config file, according to what it says, is /config, right? That's what it is, /config. In the volume, you want to have the first config one. Yeah, we need to bind it to the place where we had it before. So you want to click bind, and over here you want to type the address to where you had it. So in this case, it's volume 1, and you type, for example, public and jellyfin config, right? Something like that, yeah? And then you need to do it for the next one as well, yeah? So the next one is the cache. You're gonna need that one, so /cache. Would be nice if I actually spell it right. So /cache, and it's the same, /volume 1 /public /cache jellyfin, yeah? And these two needs to be writable, because it needs to write the cache and it needs to write the next one. However, the next one is for the movies, yeah, the movies and the pictures and all that stuff, yeah. So in this case here, you can name it to whatever you want. So media, for example. And on the host, you basically just type the address that you have for the information that you need. So in this case, for example, if I had volume 1 movies, then I'll just do like that, volume 1 movies. And this one is read only, because you don't want it to write on your movies, it just wants to read the movies, right? So that's how that works. The next thing that we're gonna do is go to environmental, yeah, environmentals. And you need to have 3 environmental variables. So click 1, 2, 3. And the first one is PUID, and it's 1000. The next one is PGID, and it's 1000. And the next one is time zone, and you basically just type your time zone. Yeah, you just type your time zone. I'm in Stockholm, so you type it in. Yeah. After that, you want to go to the restart policies. Unless stopped. You want to have unless stopped. And you can add graphical resources for transcoding, and that's what you do over here. So, for example, you have the GPU, you can add things here, you can add the shared memory, and so on and so forth. It all depends on how advanced you want your jellyfin to be, right? So you can add these all stuff over here. You can add that. Anyways, when you are done, you just click on deploy container, and that's it. You're done. That's how it is. Then you have jellyfin on your computer, or in your Terramaster NAS system actually. But yeah, that's how you do it. So I hope this hope this helps you. And this is how you install Jellyfin in Portainer on your Terramaster NAS system. Very easy, nothing really complicated, and it works really good on the Terramaster NAS system. It kind of complements the whole system, to be honest.